All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we are doing solving radical equations. Okay, and hopefully this is enough light for everybody. By all means, I see some of the comments that just don't make any sense. Thank you, some of you guys. Some of them are good comments. And again, when you guys have questions, you guys are good about getting back to me. All right, so let's take a look at this first one here. Okay, we have square root of x equals 5. All right, now, so here's the deal. Our job, and let's go back to Algebra 1. What were we doing in Algebra 1? We had to get x by itself. So in order to get x by itself right here, well, let's take a look at what we're doing. All right, so to get x by itself, we're going to take this side and square it, okay? And if we do something on one side, we have to do it to the other. Now, the whole side. All right, well, here we go. So square root of x times square root of x. And this step I necessarily don't do, but I'm showing this to you guys. I have x times x equals, okay, and 5 times 5, 25, okay? All right, now, because I have x and x both under the square root, well, I see it twice, I can bring it out. X equals 25, all right? Now, so one thing we need to consider, though, and I said this a while back, all right, when we take the square root of something, okay, you got to remember that it's also plus and minus, all right? So this is going to be plus minus 25, okay, because you're going to get to something called extraneous solutions, okay? And sometimes they don't work. So now we have to take our answer and go back and go plug it back in. So when we plug it back in, I have square root of 25. Well, square root of 25, 5 times 5, okay, that gives me 5. Okay? But the problem comes when we go square root of negative 25. Now I have negative 1 times 5 times 5. Okay? I don't have that negative 1 twice. Negative 25 is not going to work. So my answer is only 25. If they ask me for extraneous solutions, my extraneous solution is going to be negative 25. So you just have to sort of read what they're asking for. Okay? But my answer here to this, x equals 25. All right. Now, let's keep on going here. So we have this going on. All right. So same deal. I have the square root by itself, but I have an x underneath the square root. I have to get that x out of the square root, and I have to get this square root by itself in order to do that. So here we go again. Same thing. Squared. Squared. What I do to one side, I do to both. All right. Now I have the square root of x minus 5 times the square root of x minus 5 equals 16. Okay. We have, this is square root x minus 5, x minus 5. Again, I don't necessarily show this step when I'm showing my work, but just because I know that, hey, this right here is going to give me, well, what do I see twice? X minus 5. I go straight from there down to here. Okay, equals 16. All right, plus 5, x equals 21. All right, and again, I would go check it. So 21 minus 5, that gives me 16. Square root of 16, 4. Okay. All right. So now we have some different numbers here. So we have the cube root of 3r minus 6 and this. So this time, instead of squaring it, well, you're right. We are going to cube both sides. So we end up with 3 times 3 times 3, 27, 3r minus 6, plus 6, 3r equals 33. And r equals 11. Okay? All right, take that, go plug it back in. So 33. So 11, make sure I did my math right. We have 3 times 11, 33, minus 6 puts me at 27. Cube root of 27 gives me 3. Boom. Positive. All right, then we run into this junk down here. All right, guess what? We're going to do the same thing we've been doing. Squared, squared, Okay, because what we do to one side, we do to both. All right, and we keep on going. So 3x minus 2, x minus 4. Okay, and put all your x's on one side, so minus x, plus 2, 2x equals 6, x equals 3. So, all right, go practice. If you guys have questions, and I already see something wrong. Okay, so I want you guys to go practice. If you see something, ask. Okay, when we plug that 3 in right here, what's 3 minus 4? I now have the square root of negative 1. Well, if this equals out on this side, I'm good to go, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, so 3 times 3, 9 minus 2, 7. Does the square root of 7 equal the square root of negative 1? So now we got to go back, go check the work. Okay, so 3x minus 2, x minus 4, minus x, okay, 2x, negative 4, negative 2, 2, boom, I see my problem. So here we go. We're going to fix it right here. 2x minus 2 equals negative 4. If I add 2 to both sides, 2x equals negative 2, x equals negative 1. So there's your other part. So anyway, all right, it's okay to make mistakes. Go at it. Guys, do the work. Practice. If you guys have questions, shoot me a message.